Yeah, it was the third. No, wait, it was the 30th. No, on the 30th, after I went and got sanandang, and I found my new favorite sanandang soup. So I got this soup. It was so good. It was like cabbage and like short rib beef, and then I put salt in it, obviously, and pepper and like a fuck ton of green onions. It was so good. Cause normally, every time I go to Sanandang, they do like this big thing. So anyone that doesn't know what Sanandang is, it's like a Korean restaurant that's open really late. Like you season for the 4 months, I think you jump over for the 3. It comes in this really big hot plate, and it's like oxtail and like beef, as like tteokbokki, like rice cakes and potatoes, and fuck, what else is in it? Maybe carrots? I don't know. And then they put a fuck ton of mozzarella on top, and they torch the shit out of it, and it's like really big, and it's like $120. And usually, everyone goes there just really late night if they need to eat, because it's 24 hours, I think. Thank you first for the sub. Or it's open really late. So everyone always goes there, and every time I have gone there, I always just get that. No, I know you guys are saying it's crazy for $120, but it's like it can feed like 7 people. I kid you not. Like lots of people. Like this shit is huge. Like there's always leftover. And I can feed probably like 6-7 people. Anyways, nobody wanted to get it, so I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get it by myself, so I'm gonna get something else. And I got the soup, and it was actually so fucking good. And then I didn't get to go to bed on the 30th until like 7 a.m. Like 7 a.m. So then me and Asa had already come to the conclusion on the 30th that we were not gonna not gonna stream on the 31st. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm actually gonna stream on Halloween Day. Because I'm feeling really fucking tired right now. So we didn't end up streaming. Thank you, Art, for the 6 gifted subbies. Thank you. So we didn't end up streaming, but obviously you guys know that because you watch streams and you know that I wasn't streaming. And then wait, I need to see this video. What the fuck? Thank you, Nick, for the 7! Thank you. Wait, this is Asta. Oh my god, yeah, this is when we changed this Asta. She was so tired. She's like, I'm done with this shit. And then that was the night of the 30th. And then on the 31st, I was like, I'm not getting up. I will not be streaming. So then on the 31st, I woke up at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. I was really sick. Like, I don't know why this fucking TwitchCon flu that went around, it legit just went away. Like, I just am over the sickness now. But anyways, then on the 31st, I went and picked up Jason. And then we went to go get food. And does anyone know, like, the brand of, like, chili oil and, like, instant noodles called Momofuku? I can't be the only one. Like, I think it went really popular on TikTok. And, like, if you go to, like, any kind of, like, niche cafe or niche food store, they always have it. They always have it next to that, like, olive oil jar that's in a fucking, like, aluminum container. Anyways, they made a restaurant, like a Momofuku restaurant. Ass. I was so disappointed. I wanted to eat there so bad. It's fucking disgusting. I don't remember what the fuck it was called. We got like this like lobster noodles. There was like kimbap and like a ton of other stuff. The fucking kimbap, the rice was so mushy and so bad, and there was fucking pickles in the kimbap. And then when I ate the lobster noodles, the lobster was so hard, it was like rubbery as fuck. And then the only thing that was good was the tomatoes. But how do you fuck up a tomato? It's literally an ingredient. It was literally like tomato and like salt with sesame seeds on it. Like, You can't even fuck that up. But that shit was ass. Respectfully. Actually, disrespectfully. It was not good. I don't give a fuck. Okay, then after, oh my god, I was craving frozen yogurt for so long. I love frozen yogurt. It's legit, it's so good. Was it expensive? Yeah, it was like $200 fucking dollars. The fuck? It was gross. And then I really wanted frozen Greek yogurt. There's like this frozen Greek yogurt place in Beverly Hills, and it's so delectable. Oh my god, guys. It's literally Greek yogurt but frozen. Because you know how regular frozen yogurt's like really sugary and like has a lot of dairy on it? It was so good. It's Greek yogurt, frozen yogurt, and I was craving this flavor, and it was tart. It's like the flavor tart, so it's like a little bit like tangy. Yeah, it was Go Greek. And then I put raspberries and little mochis on top of it. It was so good. Oh my god. Tart with raspberries, it's like sour and it's so good. It's literally so good. Also, if you guys have never put mochi in your frozen yogurt, it's actually so fucking good. Mochi and frozen yogurt, I don't know what it is. It's literally the yummiest thing. Because, like, I used to try and put gummies in my frozen yogurt, and then when I eat them, they'd be, like, so hard, and they'd, like, fuck up my teeth. Thank you, Rap for the 5 gifted subbies. Thank you. Oh, my God. And then, guys, I saw an AMG, and I was like, excuse me. I was like, wait, look. Bedazzled. It's fucking bedazzled. So I took inspiration. You best believe I took a photo. Holy shit, wait, the fucking color balance is really off. Okay. So, then what was next? Oh, yes. Travel day. That travel day was actually pretty good. I was pretty sick. I took a little Dayquil. They have these mini Dayquils. Have you guys ever seen these? They are legitimately the cutest things ever. They're like these tiny little Dayquils, and it's one serving. And you literally just take the one serving of Dayquil. The fuck? It was the cutest thing ever. It's like one shot. So I took one of those. I got on the plane, and I slept the entire flight. You best believe. Then we got to the hotel, and they had, like, they gave us melon and this fucking drink that I did not like very much. Because it was a little spicy, if you know what I mean. And I took a swig, and I realized what it was, and I did not drink the rest because that shit was nasty. I was not about to drink that at noon. It is not 5 o'clock somewhere, okay? Blech. But then they did give us a hot towel. And they also gave us Lay's, which when we got there, look at the view. Wait, I need to turn my brightness down. Look at the view. This is like from the like lobby area. It was so beautiful. I was like, holy fuck. I wanted to post this so bad, but I didn't want to like post where we were staying, even though it probably was obvious. And then outside the room, guys, there was this little cute cat. Do you see him? He was a little outdoor cat. He was so cute. Oh my god. But I will say, the food there is disgusting as fuck. I love food. And it was not good at all. It was gross. There was just so much fish. Everything was fish. And a lot of it was just really not good. At all. The fish was good. But everything else was ass. And then look, they have these everywhere chat. They're these little geckos. Apparently, when they get really scared, their tails fall off. And I saw one with no tail. And then the day before we left, I saw one this big, and he was going like walking around, and it was so fucking cute. It was literally the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And then we went and got we did get sushi at this one restaurant. That place was actually pretty fucking good. And then I wanted to walk around the entire Walmart one day because I didn't know what to do. Like Kona is the island we stayed on. Like, the main island that most people go to is Oahu. And it has, like, all the stores. It has, like, all the fast food, all the restaurants, like, all the designer shops. If you want to go shop, it's basically, like, a tropical LA, pretty much. But we went to Kona, which was, like, very laid-back vibes. So, we got a little bit bored. Kona's a town. I don't know the fuck. It's the big island, okay? And they had pink bread. Look, guys, they had pink bread and purple bread. It was guava flavored bread, but I didn't get it. I thought it was cool. Hi, AJ. And then, guys, what the fuck are y'all on about? What is this mega size cereal section? Look at this. I had to take a picture. The cereal was this big. One bag. Who the fuck is eating that? I was like, that's fucking insane. Oh my god. Then later I was so excited. I was thinking about Banh Mi. So then I was looking at dogs. Guys, this dog was so cute. It literally looks like the female version of Kuro. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Kuro. It's Cutting Tyson's dog. This is literally the female version of their dog. I was like, this dog's so fucking cute. So I had to take a picture of that. And then, oh yeah, so I gave Jason a 10-second trial to take some Instagram photos. And this is the photo that he took. And then I was like, I'm kind of confused. Are you taking a picture right now? And then that is the other photo. And then that was the other photo. So that's why you did not see any Instagram photos. So we didn't do any of that shit. Thank you, Gabo, for the sub. So yeah, it was, oh yeah, and then he goes, yeah, I'm gonna take some candid photos of you. No, he didn't tell me this, by the way. I looked at my Canon, and he goes, oh, it's like, Sakura, did you see those candid photos I took of you? And I was like, oh yeah, I saw them. This is the candid photo in question. I was like, what do you want me to do with that? I'm like, what the fuck? This shit looks crazy. I'm looking at this, I'm like, no. Yes, that did not get posted. Oh my god, guys, and then they have the shaved ice place, and it was so good. They do the shaved ice, and it's like super, super, super thin, and like fluffy, and it was made with fresh fruit. So I got like guava and pineapple and passion fruit, and it was so good. And then we also got strawberry and coconut, and I think also passion fruit or something. I don't remember. And it was so fucking good. Oh my god. Wait, and then we also got acai bowls, chat. Look. And then I really wanted to feed the birds, because there was a little bird sitting there, and they were like, cheep, cheep, cheep. And there was like this little fucker, and then there was this big bitch, and it was like bullying the other bird. So I gave the little baby bird, I gave him a little almond, and I gave him a little banana, and he was so cute. He was like eating it, and then the big fucking bird came on. I was like, and he was like a little bitch. But he ate it all. And then we went to a farmer's market. I don't even know. We were like walking, and we're like, okay, let's just go to the farmer's market. And then there was like these coconuts, right? And Jason's like, well, he wanted to do the coconut picture, but the resort didn't have coconuts, so he just did one with like the pina colada. What's the phone case? Oh, this is just the Apple one. So we get the coconut, right? Bro, that shit was so bad. Like, it was the nastiest thing ever. Let me just show you. This is Jason throwing out the coconut. I took a fucking sip out of the coconut, and it was like spicy and fizzy. It's not supposed to be spicy and fizzy. Let me just say. That shit was like rotted or something. It was really weird. It was very, very weird. What else? Oh, and then I just took a picture of Tyson. He was sleeping, but he wasn't actually sleeping. He was like fake sleeping. So then I went to take a picture, and I'm now realizing This is Tyson's fucking face. Bro. What the fuck? And then, oh my god, guys, I've been missing home-cooked meals so much that I was like, I saw my mom and she's like, what do you want to eat for dinner tomorrow? Because we're all eating dinner together. And I was like, can you please make me Japanese curry? I'm craving Japanese curry. And I'm craving like charred eggplant with like this like Japanese fish sauce on it. And I'm also craving steamed broccoli with spicy mayo. But my mom makes spicy mayo with Kewpie mayo and gochujang, and it's way fucking better. It's so fucking good. And then the next day I came and she made it all for me and it was so good. It was literally the most delicious thing. So everyone had to eat my craving for the day. But this was the food. It was so good. I haven't had a home cooked meal in so long. And then what else did we do that day? I don't remember. I don't remember. From pictures. Oh my god. Then we were supposed to go swimming with man rays. And then we were supposed to go that night after we had dinner. But then they canceled it because they said there was no manta ray activity in the water. So we didn't go. So we rebooked it for the next day. And then they're like, we go to like start the excursion, okay? And we get to the front of the Four Seasons reception. And they got this big ass sussy van, okay? And I'm looking at this like, this looks really ratchet for like a Four Seasons excursion, not to be that bitch. But I was like, we're gonna get fucking kidnapped. There's like this old white man, like in like little cargo shorts and like this shirt. And he's just standing there and he's like, excursion? And we're like, yep. And we walk and he like slams the door like, and the door closes, right? And I'm like, bro, am I gonna fucking die? This might be my last day. And then he's like, oh yeah, it's like a 30-minute drive. I'm like, here we fucking go. So we're on this 30-minute drive. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And he pulls up to this port. Like, port/harbor thing. And it's like really dark outside. And we get out. And then other people go into the van. And we're just standing there. And I'm like, the fuck are we supposed to do right now? Like, this guy's giving us no sense of direction. I'm like, I don't know. Like, are we supposed to stand here? Like, hello? Like, what are we supposed to do? And it's like a private excursion. So it was just the four of us standing there. And we're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? So then we like ask him, like, where do we go? And he's like, go to that guy. And the guy goes, for the manta rays? And it's like this another old white dude. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? And they walk us down into like the docking harbor area. And they get us on like this fishing boat. And they're like, oh yeah, like everybody sign these waivers. And I'm like, bro, I'm not about to get pop-eyed. So I sit there and I read the entire fucking document. You best believe I read the whole entire thing. I was like, scan. Okay, I'm gonna sign it now. So then I read the whole thing and yeah. And then they pass us these wetsuits. And I'm looking at this wetsuit, I'm like, ew. And it's like a biker short wetsuit. So it doesn't go all the way to my ankles. It goes to like just above my knee. And I put the shit on and it smells so bad. Like, you know the smell of like musty clothing? Like something that's been wet but didn't dry properly. And I was like, ew. I was like, so many people have worn this and this probably has not been washed. And I'm just like, yuck. And I'm wearing this. I'm like, okay. And I had it fully zipped up, but then I started getting really hot. So I unzip it a little bit. And we're all sitting there and they're like going through like this little debrief of everything. And he goes, okay, guys, we're going to start the boat now. Be careful. We're going to turn the lights on so it might be bright for you guys. So then he starts the boat. And I asked him, I go, I was just wondering, how long is this boat ride? And he was like, it's like 40 minutes. 40-minute fucking boat ride? Motherfucker. So they start this boat. And when I tell you this was a choppy fucking ride, I'm not gonna lie, I did grow up going on a lot of like speedboats. I never went on fishing boats. But this was like a fishing boat with a huge fucking tank on it. Motor on it. Or like some sort of like ocean boat. It's not meant to be going fast and like split the waves nicely. So we go out and it's pitch fucking black because it's probably like 8:30-ish p.m. by this time. So it's super fucking dark. And we have our wetsuits on and I'm starting to get really hot, so I had to zip mine down. And they start ripping, like absolutely ripping. And I'm sitting at the front of the boat because when I was younger, I was on a lot of boats and I always knew to go sit at the front of the boat and look towards where the boat is facing or you'll get seasick, okay? But Lacey and Jason decide to sit the other way, like towards the back of the boat, and they're like kind of laying down. Like Lacey's facing towards the back of the boat and Jason's laying down, like kind of like sitting back. And I'm like, okay, you know, you do you. And I'm sitting here like, this ain't gonna be good, okay? But whatever. So then this boat starts going and it's like choppy as fuck. It's a damn, like it's fucking slamming. Like if I didn't hold on, I would have flown the fuck out of the boat. If you stand up, you're gonna fly out of the boat. And Lacey's getting up fully standing, like when it was going slow, and was like filming his Snapchats, and I'm like, bro, if the boats are going like you be careful because you're gonna fly off the back end of the boat. You're literally gonna go da-dunk, da-dunk, bang, and then into the water, and you will be a vegetable by the end. So then I'm like holding on to the rail, and I am bouncing, like my whole body is like fucking flailing everywhere. Thank you, Resident, for the 3 months. And I'm bouncing everywhere. Like, it's fucking... I'm, like... I'm barely steady. Like, I'm holding on to the rope. And, like... Don't. Like... Okay, wait. Okay. And it was so aggressive. And I didn't ask how long the boat ride was until we were probably 15 minutes of the boat ride. He is driving straight out into the middle of the fucking ocean. It is pitch black. And I start getting really nervous. I'm, like, looking at Jason. I'm like, yo, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting a little bit scared. Like, we're gonna be 40 minutes into the middle of the ocean. We're just gonna jump in the fucking water. Are you joking me? Do you know ocean water? The fucking exotic animals in this bitch? Like, hello? There's fucking sharks. What the fuck? I'm not gonna go to the ocean at nighttime. I can barely swim. They didn't give us any type of life jackets. I can't swim. Very good, okay? Then I told Jason I couldn't swim. Jason goes, I can't really swim that well either. And I'm like, well, fuck. I was like, fuck, are we all gonna just start drowning? And then I'm the type of person where if I go into the water and I start laughing, I start drowning because I'm going, ha, bloop, bloop, and then I'm dead. So then they start turning the boat, and this is when it gets way worse. It starts getting so choppy. The boat is like slamming so hard, like shit is going everywhere. Like it was so bad. And then finally, also it's so fucking windy. Like I put my hair up in a braid because I was like, okay, this will be the best way to keep my hair. Shit is flying everywhere. My hair is going everywhere, all those types of way. When I'm like speaking, my spit is literally flying back in my face. And I'm like, oh my god, like, am I gonna survive this? Like, I'm literally holding on to the ledge. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, my brain is probably, the CTE is probably CTEing all around. My brain's probably like this in my head. I'm like, it's not looking good for me, okay? So we finally get there, and Jason and Lacey are super fucking seasick at this point. Like, I think Lacey was like, okay, but he's like, ooh, I'm not really feeling that. Actually, no, he was sick too. He was like, if I need to puke, where do I go? And they were like, go to the back of the boat and aim to go out so it doesn't splat on the boat. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And Jason said they're like really not feeling good either. And then the boat stops and it starts going wong, wong. Because, you know, when the boat stopped and the waves are going, the whole fucking boat is going like this. So the whole boat's going like, and everyone's in the car going, everyone in the boat's like, And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm literally fine. Like, y'all should have sat in the front of the boat. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all were doing. And Jason's like, okay, what's the best thing to do to, like, not be seasick? And the guy's like, just get in the water. He's like, just get in the water. And, like, the four of us are just standing there. And he's like, guys, get in the water. I was like, damn, bitch. Like, fuck, I'll get in the water. He's like, the longer you stay on this boat, like, guys, you came here to go swimming. And I was like, fuck. This guy's probably, like, these stupid LA sissy bitches. Like, fuck, get in the water. And he's like, just get in the water. And they're like, they give us these scuba diving, like snorkeling. Give us the goggles and the snorkel. And they're like covered in soap and water. So I'm like shaking the shit out of them. And I put it on my face and I put it in my mouth. And it tastes straight like Dawn dish soap. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, this is disgusting. And then I have my wetsuit on. That's right above my knee. So I look fucking stupid at this point already, okay? I have the snorkel on my head. And then they give us this pool noodle, and they're like, oh yeah, when you go into the water, put it not by your ankle, but by the crevice, you want to put it underneath both your feet, like right here. So your feet elevate and you sit flat on the water and you hold on to the like main floaty. So basically, like the reason why like manta rays like get attracted to like where people are is because there's like some sort of like lights that attract the plankton. So then the manta rays go near the light. So that's how they attract them super close to us. But we need to be like pretty like leveled with the water. So that's why we had it. So everyone's jumping in. And I'm fucking getting like a mouthful of salt water. And it's like but the lady that was actually going into the water with us was was a woman. It wasn't one of the guys. So she gets in the water with us. She also said that she was taking GoPro footage. I have not seen that GoPro footage to this day, but it is what it is. Ripsy Verwin. Okay, that's what Jason said. These were manta rays, not stingrays. Manta rays can't hurt you. So we get in the water. You like hold on like this, and your whole body's flat to the water. And then underneath, like your feet, you put the what's it called? You put the pool noodle. So you're super flat. And then they swim around and it was actually the coolest thing ever. Like the manta rays came up like super close, like this close to you, and they're like the size of a car lane on a highway. It was so cool. Like they swim so close. It was like the coolest thing ever. Fucking Lacey's saying all day that he's gonna go see manatees. Bro, we're in the water. And Lisa goes, he was like, this is the Pacific Ocean. And I get my head and go, what did you just say? He goes, the Pacific Ocean? I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me right now. Like, I cannot tell if you're joking or not. Like, Pacific Ocean? Pacific Ocean. The camera's not on, guy. The camera's not on, buddy. I'm like, okay? So then when we're in the water, yeah, they're like swimming right up to us, and it was literally the coolest thing. Like they had their mouth open, and then like on their fins, not fins. What do you call it? Like it's not wings. What the fuck do you call the thingies? Like their wings. Yes, the wings. There was little fishies like sitting really close, like almost like laying on them. So when the manta rays would move, there'd be fishies like just like right on top of them, like kind of like going wherever they went. And it was like the cutest thing. And like they were like, oh yeah, like the manta rays can touch you. So the manta rays are swimming around, and the manta rays never touch me. But apparently the manta ray went up to Jason and touched his dick by accident a few times. But I was like, but the manta ray never touched me or anyone. I think the manta ray also touched Lacey, but like I didn't like. I wanted to touch the manta ray, but you can't touch them because it's like wildlife. So you just sit there and look. But I wanted to like touch one. I wanted to like pet it. But they're so cute. They're like ah, and they sound like ah, and they have like their mouths open because they're like getting like all the. They're getting like all the plankton, and it's the cutest thing. They have like their big mouths open, and then And then after probably about 15 minutes, my carpal tunnel starts kicking in so bad. It was so bad. I was like, holy fuck. Like, my left wrist was in so much pain. I was like, fuck, it hurts so bad. And they're like, they basically said we could stay in for like 2 hours, but they're like, usually about like 45 minutes, everyone's like really over it. Like, no, people don't really want to go that long. Because, you know, after you see for like 15, 20 minutes, like, you're like, it's cool. Like, it's super cool, but it's like, it has a long time. And you're not allowed to let go. And you're not allowed to swim around. Like, you have to hold on and stay for the whole time. And when the waves are going, you're like, it's like pulling on your arms. So it like makes your like wrists and your ankles hurt. So like 15 minutes, my wrist is in so much pain. And I think like also like we were all still like a little bit sick. So we're like, yeah, we're good now. Like, let's get out of the water. So we got out of the water, and I remember when we're on an Uber a few days ago, and we were talking about how we were gonna go on the manta rays, like that excursion. They were like, "Oh yeah, make sure you bring sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt because when you're about to drive, when you go back after you get out of the water from being with the manta rays and you take your wetsuit off, you're gonna be really cold." So I brought sweatpants and like a full length shirt, but my hair was soaking wet, and Lacey and Jason are feeling like super sick at this point, and the whole way back they were like feeling so nauseous. I was like, guys, go to the front of the boat. Like, you're actually going to be sick. So Jason's sitting on the front of the boat, and he's going like, ugh. And they're like, this is the worst boat ride ever. And it was like, bro, wait, look at this. Wait. I need to restore this. Look at the way that the boat is rocking. Jason looks like he's fucking dying. He's like legitimately dying. It's like this, and he's like, ugh. And I was like, holy shit. LA sissy boy, bro. He looks fried. Oh, he was sober. And then we got back, and then they're like, oh yeah, 30-minute drive back. And at this point, I had to pee. Like, I had to pee so bad. So, I told the driver, I was like, do you have a washroom? And he was like, no, there's no washroom here. It's actually closed because it's too late. But I can take you to a washroom that's 10 minutes away. So I was like, okay. So we go into this, what's it called? Everyone else is in the car. And I go into the convenience store. And I go to the washroom and I pee, whatever. And again, I'm like, oh my God, there's snacks. Might as well. We're already here. The Four Seasons doesn't have snacks. So I start picking out Doritos and Smart Food popcorn. And I got like these little push pop candies where you hit a button and this like little light turns on. It's like this LED light. And it like shoots and it'll like portray like a little image. And they have like, these little emojis. And then I got like a Toblerone and like gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids. And then I had this big grocery bag, and I get into the car and I'm like, this driver probably hates me. I'm like, I have to go pee. I'm in there for probably about like 10-15 minutes like picking out snacks, and I come out with a fucking bag of snacks. This bitch was probably like wanted to kill me. And then we played with I didn't even know that the little push pops had like the little light on them. So we're in the car just playing with the lights the whole fucking time. He probably thinks we're the stupidest motherfuckers ever. You couldn't hold it? I held it for the entire boat ride back. Okay? It was I was already holding the pee for 30 minutes, okay? I could not hold it for another 30 minutes. Like, I remember one time, I've never had to pee more in my entire life, but that's a story for another time. I was on a party bus, and it was like an hour-long drive, and nobody else had to pee. So I literally held it until somebody else said they had to go pee. But that was so bad. That was, like, literally the worst experience of my life. My fucking, like, liver or kidney, whatever the fuck holds my piss, was about to burst. I swear to God. I literally told my friend, I was like, I'm about to pee myself. Like, I'm sorry, these are your friends, but I'm literally about to wet my pants. My bladder. Yeah, I was like, I'm about to wet myself. Like, there is gonna be piss coming out of my fucking vagina in about 5 seconds. But I managed to pee. And then, oh yeah, we got back to the hotel. And then I went to bed because I was so fucking tired. And my wrist literally hurt so bad. It was like, hurting for like a few days. And then what did we do the next day? Oh, we went to Target. We had so much fun, guys. We had the best time at Target. I love Target. Target is my favorite. And then what else did we do? Oh, I think that was the day that we went to Costco too. That was fun. And then the next day we got poke. Look at this poke. It was very yummy. This was probably my favorite poke. And then me and Kade made charcuterie boards. That was also fun. And then we had like a little family celebration vibe. And there was like my mom, her partner, Tyson's mom, Tyson's partner, Kade, Tyson, me, Jason, my mom's partner's daughter and her partner. There was like 10 friends and grandparents. It was like a fucking function because my mom's partner's parents live in Hawaii. And one of the ladies there was like trying to get everyone drunk. I'm like, nah. And she's passing everyone margaritas. She's like, I was like, no, I don't want to drink. I'm okay. And she's like, you're boring. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm boring. Okay, I'm boring. Okay. And she gets this like, she's double fisting it with the margaritas, okay? She goes up to Tyson, goes up to Jason and goes, have a competition. Who can chug it faster? And me and Kanye are like, and they start chugging them and like yuck. And then about 5 seconds later, Jason's red and knocked out on the couch. And then Tyson starts ordering the Clase Azul. You know how that gets. And then everybody was drunk. Everybody was drunk at the function. I'm sitting here sober Sally. I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. I was like, this shit looks nasty. So I sat there and I ate a fucking big ass thing of ceviche, guys. There was so much food. I had ceviche, I had cheese and crackers, I had sparkling apple juice. And then we played this like little game. And then, yeah, everyone's really drunk and we're sitting down for dinner. And my mom was like literally talking about, she was like, oh my God, literally the cutest little family. She was like, isn't this destiny? Like, Tyson and Jason are like meant to be brothers because they're both only children. And I'm like, what the fuck is my mom saying? My mom is drunk right now. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And my mom, like, Jason goes to talk to my mom. My mom hugs Jason. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, I love you, Jason. She's like, you're so adorable. And then, like, when we're in the kitchen, my mom's looking at Jason. Tyson goes, Jason, Tyson's so cute. And literally grabs Jason, starts playing with his hair and goes, Jason's so cute. I'm like, what the fuck is my mom doing right now? I was like, oh my God, bro. I was like, everyone is so fucking drunk right now. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? It was literally the funniest fucking thing ever. And then I wanted to go home because I was really tired. Because, guys, when you're like the only sober person, everybody else is super drunk. And it's just like, you get tired because everyone just has so much energy. That was me. So I was like, I'm so tired. But we had a really good dinner. And then we all jumped in the pool fully clothed. That was probably not the smartest idea. But the weather was great. The weather was phenomenal. And then wait, what did we do the next day? I'm trying to look. Wait, I think we left. Yeah, we left the next day. And then we got home. Oh my God, I have to tell the Uber story. Oh my God, I forgot. Bro. The fucking Uber story. Okay. I don't remember where we were coming from. I wonder if this was like when we were coming from it was a far drive. Like too far. It was like, oh my God, it was like a 30-40 minute drive. No, we were coming from the family's Airbnb, because there's Airbnb house and then we were staying at the hotel. This wasn't the Manta Rays. And we get into this, yes, it was at the house, and we get into the Uber, and she's kind of like a hippie lady. And in the back of the car, she has like carpets all over the floor, not like floor carpet, like legitimate carpet that she cut out and put to the back. I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe she just doesn't want the car to get dirty. So we get in the car, and she has like all this like spiritual stuff hung up, and I'm like, yeah, it's an island, there's hippie people. And we go to leave, and we're driving, and I do not like talking to Uber drivers, okay? Like, I also just really don't like small talk. It's super awkward. Also, these people are, like, not to be that guy, but these people are strangers. They start asking you, like, a lot of questions about your life. They could literally figure out where you are exactly, And they're like, oh, where do you live? And Jason's going, I live here. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. You probably said that about 5 people on the trip. And I'm sitting here like, well, thank God I don't live there. And so we're sitting in the Uber, and the lady's like, oh, what's your name? Or no. She didn't say that. She's there, and she goes, oh, like, what do you do for work? And he goes, I'm a photographer. And I'm thinking, like, I'm like sitting here on my phone. I'm like, whatever, Sometimes you don't want to explain what a streamer is, you want to get the conversation over with. So I'm sitting here, and Justin's in the corner, and she's like, oh, what do you do for work? And I'm like not paying attention. So she's like not asking me questions because I do not want to be a part of this. And then I like started to pretend that I was sleeping because like I can't lie. Like, I'm not a good liar. Like, I would start laughing. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to lie, but I also don't want to explain what I do for work. So I started pretending I was sleeping and like started nestling my head in the corner, like, So she's like, oh, what do you do for work? And Jason's like, I'm a photographer. And she's like, oh, like, what kind of photography do you do? And he goes, like, animal photography. And she's like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from California, da-da-da. And, like, in a certain area that they're from. And he's like, oh, that's very, like, very expensive area. You must be making a lot of money. And she was like, what kind of photography do you do? Like, what kind of animal photography? And he's like, oh, I like taking pictures of endangered lions. And that's when I start, like, looking at him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm thinking of my endangered lions, like, motherfucker, I do not think of whatever, I don't know if he said lions or, like, tigers. He said something that's not endangered, okay? And I'm like, what now? And the lady goes, oh, yeah, like, what kind of camera do you use? And he goes, I use a Canon G7X, and I couldn't hold it in. I started giggling. Like, I was trying to be so quiet. I was, like, quietly giggling, and, like, in my shoulder like this. Like, I'm, like, sitting, and I'm holding out my phone now. I'm like this, and I'm, like, recording this whole thing. And then she's like, oh, like, what, like, brought that? Like, how did you, like, what was your inspiration for doing that? Like, you must be really creative, like, all this stuff. And he's like, oh, I had a dream. And she goes, what was your dream? And then he was like, I just had a dream that I pat a lion. And she was like, well, he was like, and that was my inspiration. And she was like, well, that sounds like more of a vision. That's like, what was it called? It probably just inspired you, like, from a past life. You must have been really connected with cats. And then just like, yeah, like, I really like cats. Like, I'm like, I want to be like a cat whisperer. And I'm sitting here like, I've never seen a better lie in my entire life. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, how is this bitch not laughing? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And then she's like, what's your star sign? And she's like, when's your birthday? And he's like, May 9th. And then she's like, oh, are you an Aries? And he's like, no, I'm a Taurus. And she's like, ooh, very creative. Do you know your rising sign? And Jason's looking at me like as if I know. Like, I know, like, the minimal things about astrology. I don't know, like, rising and all that stuff of each sign. So she's asking him all these questions, and I'm just like, well, I don't know the fucking answer to this shit. And she's like, make sure you're well trained on your camera when you go on your oh, she's like, do you have any, like, work plan? He goes, yes, I'm going to Kenya. I'm going to Kenya to shoot shoot like pictures, not like shoot, you know, to take pictures of the endangered species. And I'm like, motherfucker, like what is happening right now? And then he's like, and she's like, you better be training for this. And he's like, yeah, I am. And she goes, great job. You have great charisma. Puts her hand in the back of the car to high five him, and they're like, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like literally dying. I'm like, what is this shit? I was like, I wish this was on stream right now. Like, this is so funny. And then she goes, and what's your name? And he goes, my name's Jason. And she goes, and what's your last name? And he goes, Shymko. And I'm looking at him like, the fuck? I was like, what the fuck did you do that for? I was like, what? I'm like, because he didn't want to tell her his name. And I'm sitting here like, oh my fucking God. And then she's like, starts talking about all this stuff. And then the song switches on like the car play. And it switches to an album cover with a lion on it. And she goes, oh my God, it must be a sign there's a lion on here. And then she's like, well, you must study for all your travels. Do you use ChatGPT? And like, Jason was joking and said, I don't believe in ChatGPT. And she's like, why not? And he's like, oh, I just don't believe in it. And she goes, well, you should use this as a resource. And she goes, you know what you do? You have to infuse your soul into ChatGPT. Just let it know everything about you. Tell ChatGPT where you were born, everything about your life story. Tell it to respond to you in a way that like aligns with your whatever the fucking shit she was saying. And I was like, what the fuck am I hearing right now? And by this time, we're probably like 15 minutes away. And I'm like, I start looking at the Google Maps and I'm like, this is really weird because like, we're going the wrong way. Like, we start going down, like, this long, dark road. And I'm like, I feel like we're going to the wrong place. And we're, like, going down this long road. And I look at Jason and I'm like, the drive should not be an extra 15 minutes right now. We should be, like, 4 minutes away. So I pull it up on Google Maps, and she's going the completely wrong way. She's going down this random fucking road. And so I, like, showed that to Jason. I was like, Jason, we're going the wrong way, you know? Like, she's taking us, like, some random fucking place, you know? And so he's like, oh, I think you missed the turn. Like, this isn't the right way to the Four Seasons. And then she's like, oh, we must have gone, I must have gone so distracted from this such enriched conversation. I'm so sorry to have wasted your time. And then she goes, let me just cancel the trip and I'll drive you guys back for free. And I was like, oh my God, this lady definitely didn't want to get like a bad rating or something. I was like, oh fuck. So she literally drove us back for free. And she's like, is anybody else staying with you guys? And Jason goes, nope. What? Now she knows where we are. And then like when she came to pick us up initially, she was like, whose house is this? It was so fucking weird. And by the end, it was such creepy vibes. Like, it started off funny, guys. And then it was not funny towards the end. I was starting to get really scared. I was like, something's wrong. Like, I feel like I have very good, like, gut feeling, like, intuition. I was like, I feel this is weird. Like, something is wrong. We're going down the wrong way. We're going down, like, this straight road, and there's no lights, no houses, nothing in check. I was like, this is weird. We're not going the right way right now. Like, something's weird. So, like, I literally had to pull up Google Maps. I was like, something's wrong. Like, this is weird. And then after she dropped us off, I literally looked at Jason and I was like, bro, what the actual fuck just happened? Like, that was really weird. And he's like, yeah, I thought it was funny at first, but then it was not funny towards the end. I started getting really, like, nervous because she was acting really crazy. I was like, yes. She was weird. How old was she? She was very old. She wanted to show you her rock collection. Bro, I swear to God. She's like, oh my God, do you know what she said, guys? She was like, I'll just cancel the ride and drive you guys for free because I wasted your time and I live really close to here anyways. What if she was like driving us to her house to like human traffic us or something? I like was like, something is not going right now. Like, something is wrong. Like, genuinely wrong. I was like, that was scary. Because like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But yeah, Jason has zero survival instincts. I was like, we were literally gonna die, bro. It was weird. Like, the fuck? But yeah, that was all the stories from Hawaii. We had one Uber driver that were like, also, we got like 4 times. And his car always reeked like weed. And he talked about how he was a streamer too. And wanted to cut Jason's hair. And then, yeah, that pretty much concluded our trip. I'm trying to think if there was any other stories that I can think about. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, there's one more thing. We're on the plane. And, like, in some of the United flights, they don't have like the TV screens, right? So you have to buy the Wi-Fi if you want Wi-Fi, or you're just gonna sit and raw dog the flight. So Jason got like Wi-Fi on his phone. I was like, oh, you can get Wi-Fi? I was like, can you show me how to do it? So he showed me how to do it, and I got Wi-Fi. And then the guy beside us was like, how about it's fine right now? Were you guys delayed? We weren't delayed because it wasn't a major airport. How come you're not tan? It was honestly not that sunny. It was pretty overcasted when we went. Like, it rained twice. And he's like, can you help me? And the flight attendant couldn't figure it out. So, like, Jason tried to help him and, like tried to, like, set up the Wi-Fi on his phone. But he couldn't figure it out, and he gave his phone back. And then Jason looks at me and whispered in my ear, and he goes, I tried to set up the guy's Wi-Fi, and he had Pornhub in his search history. And then we had to sit next to that guy the whole fucking flight. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, wait, no, there's one more story. There's one more story, actually. This is another one where I was like, what the fuck's going on? So, yeah. And then I felt some type of way that I was like, so he's watching Pornhub on his phone. There's probably, like, cum particles on his phone that Jason just touched. So, the Hawaii airport is, like, outdoors. If anyone's ever been to Kona, you, like, go through security, but it's not, like, a covered building. It's, like, little huts, but everything's, like, open air. So there's no, like, air conditioning or anything. So it's just, like, indoor-outdoor temperature. So we're, like, it's really hot, and I was wearing these sweatpants and, like, a long sleeve shirt like this. I was probably wearing the same exact outfit, I'm not gonna lie. And then, we're like, oh, it's too hot. Like, let's go get a drink in a restaurant so we can just sit down. So we go to sit, we're, like, looking for a table, and all of them are full, obviously, because everyone's, like, wanting to be in somewhere that's air-conditioned and, like, closed in. So there's, like, a table for 4, and there's a man sitting on one side, and then, like, a purse on the other side, and the guy's like, oh, like, you can sit here. He's like, you can sit here, like, we're about to leave soon. So Jason sits on the other side next to the man, and I sit on the other side because you best believe I'm not sitting next to that fucking old man. And we're sitting there, and he starts asking us, like, oh, what do you guys do for work? Like, where do you guys live? And, like, what kind of content do you do? And Jason goes, I do YouTube. Because, like, oh my God, explaining Twitch was kind of, like, confusing to old people sometimes. And, so what kind of content do you do? And he's like, da-da-da. And then this old man's telling us about how he's from, like, 2 hours north of Santa Barbara and lives at, like, this, like, 300-acre, like, this 300-acre, like, ranch, and he's like, yeah, we just have such an interesting life. And then his, like, wife comes over, and his wife was like, oh, what do you guys do? And he's like, and then the husband was like, oh, they do YouTube or something. And they're like, oh, what kind of content do you do? And he's like, oh, we just like do life stuff, like whatever we're doing, we film. And the lady was like, you know what? That's what I should have done. I have such an interesting life. She goes, I just have the craziest life. And she goes, you want to hear this? I get up. I feed my 2 big white Pyrenees dogs. They look like big white Pomeranians. I feed them. I give them salmon and tuna and beef and da-da-da. I'm sitting here like, I do not know where this is coming from. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she goes, then I have this. She didn't say espresso, by the way. She goes, I have this espresso machine. And it can make 17 different types of coffees. I have 17 different roasts of beans in there. And so I make myself my favorite morning coffee. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, then I go and I feed the animals on the ranch. We have our mini ponies and our donkeys and our chickens, and starts saying all this shit. And she's like, and then she was saying to her husband, like, say his name's Bart. I don't remember his name. She's like, and then Bart, he'll fly in on his little plane, but they say he needs like little markers, so we get all the friends over to tell him where to land. And start saying all this shit, and I'm just sitting here like, I do not know what's going on right now. And she just starts going, and she's like, that's why I should be a YouTuber. My life is so cool. We live a great life. I'm just like, their life does sound cool. I'm like, that is cool. Like, she could be one of those like niche, like old TikToker ladies. And then they're like, okay, we have to go now. And then when we got onto the plane, we're on the same plane as them, and she's like, oh my God, it's the famous guy again. To like Jason, it was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. We encountered a lot of interesting people. It was a fun trip. But everyone was very talkative and had a lot to say. And then, in front of us, there was like this like 7-year-old kid, this like 2-year-old kid, and this mom, and then the dad was on the other seat. Holy fuck, those fucking iPad kids, I swear to God. I'm like, ooh. I was like, this mom is patient. He's sitting here like, the younger one's like playing the game, and the older guy's like, the older son is like, Mom, I need to test it out, Mom. And I'm sitting here like, oh my fucking God. She's like, Mom, tell Tom I need to test the game out. Give it to me. Give me the iPad. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, bro. I'm like, not today. Not fucking today, okay? And she goes, honey, give your brother the iPad. And you're like, no, I don't want to give him the iPad. I want the iPad. And she's like, well, however long your brother has the iPad, you'll get the same amount. So your brother gets the iPad for 40 minutes and you get the iPad for 40 minutes. And he starts playing around, but then they both have iPads. Then the fucking young kid is like, ah! Just sitting there fucking screaming for no reason. I'm like, bro, stop. I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, fuck. And then the big kid starts fucking hitting his mom. I'm like, I'm about to pour water on this little bitch. Like, fuck. He's literally punching on his mom. And she's being so calm, and she's like, you know what we say, we don't hit. And then the little kid's like, ah! Ah! And just like fucking screaming and shit. And the other one's just like, stop it, Mom! I don't want to do this! And I'm just like, she's like, I'm taking away the iPad. He's like, not my iPad! I need my iPad! And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. I swear to God. Like, this will be the end of me. Dead ass, this will be the end of me. And that was the fucking ride. That was dead ass, the fucking flight. And I don't know why. I really could not sleep on that flight. I literally couldn't sleep on that plane ride. So I was awake the whole time. And I was just like randomly doom scrolling and just like I just had so much time. I just started texting all my friends. was like, I feel like I don't really get enough time to text because I'll usually just FaceTime my friends. But then I was like texting my friends and I was like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Like, might as well just catch up. Thank you, Chevy, for the sub. And thank you, Prince, for the 2 months. But that was the flight. Oh my god, and then they had no food on this flight, and I really, oh my god, yes. Also, we woke up late, and Jason like pre-scheduled the Uber for 12:30, and then the Uber was supposed to come at 12:37. So we started panic packing at like 12:10, and we're panic packing. I'm brushing my teeth, like I showered. I'm like panic packing, and the food wasn't gonna come until like 12:15, 12:20, like 10 minutes before we're supposed to check out. And then the food comes, and we got like chicken strips and fries and bao and like gyoza and like a fruit plate. And at this point, it's 12:50, and the Uber's been sitting outside for 10 minutes. So we literally sit down and start shoveling food into the back of our throats. Like, I've never eaten so fast in my entire life. I started feeling sick. I was like shoving gyoza down, like eating all the fruit. I'm like, fuck, I feel like this is so wasteful. So I'm trying to eat as fast as I can. And then we like ran to the Uber, and then the whole flight there was no food because the one thing that I wanted was just cheese and crackers and fruit. It was fucking sold out. The little porn man got the last fucking cheese plate. So are you kidding me? So I literally sat on the plane and I drank 3 cans of tomato juice. And that's all I had for 6 hours. And then I couldn't sleep. So I was just sitting there hungry. But that concluded the trip. And then we got back to LA.